I wish everyone watching this video would like and subscribe.
So, I have seen the new horror movie Obsession, written and directed by Curry Barker, so let's talk about it. But before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on push notifications to stay up to date on every single one of my videos. But let's get into today's review. Obsession is a movie about this guy that has a huge crush on one of his worker friends, and he just doesn't have the balls to ask her out. He's had many chances to tell her, but we've all been there. He just doesn't have the balls to do it. To get a chance at her, he ends up coming across one of these things, these one wish willows, in which there's a stick inside, and once you make a wish, you get one wish, you break it, it comes true, and you got to deal with the consequences. So he takes one of these and he wishes that she loved him more than anyone in the world, and then she becomes obsessed. I had a great time with this movie. I think it was funny, it was scary, it was gruesome, it was shocking. I mean, it was just a really good time. There were a couple moments where I could even tell that something bad was going to happen, and the suspense was just so freaking well paced and well directed that it still got me in a couple moments. The movie was genuinely scary. Indy Navarrete, the woman that plays Nikki in this movie, the obsessed girl, is just absolutely amazing. She is incredible in this performance. One of the creepiest performances that I've seen in recent years. She does a fabulous job creeping me out the entire time. I think it's a really interesting concept because there are so many kind of stories that you could tell within this kind of plot. Similar to Smile, and how the sequel is like follows the same concept but makes it a little bit different and more interesting. I feel like Curry Barker could do that with this story, have someone else get a one wish willow and make a totally different wish. And that is what that whole entire movie is about how consequences obviously will change depending on your wish, and wishes can really be the complete opposite of what you wanted, even though you feel like you made the right wish. Curry Barker also did this short film called The Chair that I actually didn't realize. I didn't know that he made that short film, but I really like that short film. So you should definitely go check it out. It's on YouTube, so you can just go check it out. But it's like follows in the footsteps of this movie of being a very similar kind of creepy, just like loud screams, creepy, just situations with bodies, and just like, I don't know, this movie was so like I don't know, so well thought through. Like, Curry Barker definitely had a vision when it came to this concept of someone making a wish and it coming true, and then having that person be completely obsessed with someone. Like, he had that idea and decided to do a ton of different things to really make this movie as powerful and impactful as it was. Also, Curry Barker does make an appearance in this movie. Apparently he plays the guy who you can hear in the trailer, the person that works for the One Wish Willow that says, yeah, we don't really do that. Apparently that's Curry Barker. So, hey, that's kind of funny. I feel like 2026 has just been such a great year for horror, especially for independent filmmakers getting the opportunities of making just insanely atmospheric and scary movies. Like, we just got, I mean, I know that Hokum isn't it's technically an independent film, but it's made by a director that has done a couple bigger projects before. But still, these companies are giving opportunities to people that, one, deserve it. Well, I guess everyone, I guess, one, people that have already proved themselves that they can make something, and two, giving new opportunities to people like Curry Barker for making something, bigger and more extraordinary. And I think that that's awesome, because we're going to be getting The Backrooms this year. We got Hokum, we got Obsession. There's a new horror movie coming out called Passenger. Like, there's so many interesting horror movies coming out this year that really I feel like it's proved like that this will go down as one of the best years for horror filmmaking, and that is awesome. What's also so cool about almost all of those films that I mentioned is that they're all done by YouTubers and or like content creators. Like, there are people that are in the space that I am in, that a lot of other people are, that do have that like filmmaking mind and do have stories to tell. I am one of those people that really want to tell my stories, and I hope that I can do something like this one day. And I just think it's epic. I think it's really cool how this job has been developing so much, to the point that these content creators are now making movies. I think it's awesome. I think it's incredible. I also think it's funny how they're all horror movies. So maybe I'll try to break it out as making something a little bit different than horror. But man, this was a really, really awesome movie. I think that it really understood lighting to a very, very, very important degree, in which it lit our characters in certain ways that, one, added to the suspense of the movie, but two, added to the dynamic of the characters. And it was just so great. Like there's one shot in this movie that stuck with me, and I think it's near the beginning, and spoilers, not really spoilers, I'm just going to try to describe a scene, but basically Nikki is outside and it's dark out, and she's like not really lit up at all on this like porch, but when the camera is close up to her face, you can just see like the ever so slight bit of light within her eye, and it just makes her look like a demon. Great lighting in this movie. But overall, I think Curry Barker I think he's a standout filmmaker. I think this is what proved him. I mean, he's now doing I think he's doing an original film, an original horror film, and now he's taking on the A24 Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot. So it's awesome. It's so cool seeing people getting those opportunities. Like, it's about time that companies actually start recognizing the kind of talent that they should be putting on to certain projects. Like, there are so many projects out there that are reboots or reimaginings, and they just pick the wrong people to make it, and they don't actually think about who would be a good person to make this movie. But they did with Curry Barker, and that makes me so happy for him, but also just happy for the future of up and coming filmmakers. I think it is so important. And like I said, this movie's freaky. This movie is freaky. I saw it with my fiance because she doesn't like specific horror movies, and she wouldn't go to any horror movies, and I was like, well, this is one that she wouldn't like hate, and I know that it would still scare her. So I took her. She loved it. She loved the movie, but yeah, she was definitely creeped out by it, which I was too. Obviously, I don't want to get into many spoilers. That one that I said wasn't really a spoiler at all. It was just kind of describing a certain scene and how it was lit. But there's so much to love about this movie, and especially, I'm not gonna say anything about the ending at all, but there is something at the very end that I just loved so much. Just such a simple idea and concept, and I don't even think you might not even know what I'm talking about once you even watch this movie, but just like such a simple concept, and it's like at the very, 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 very end. Just Curry Barker, smart guy, smart filmmaker. I can't wait to see more from him. I mean, I would actually love to see another One Wish Willow kind of movie that goes in on the concept of wishes and how you should be careful what you wish for, which is such a cliche line, but I think especially with how he proved it with this movie, and how if those wishes truly came true, you really do have to be careful what you wish for, because it will like completely be the opposite of what you wanted. But yeah, that'll bring it to the end of today's review. I think this is a standout horror film of this year. I think it'll definitely be one of like my personal just like go-to movies of the year. Just one that I'll just like, when I'm with people, I'll just be like, yo, have you seen Obsession? Like, are you a fan of horror? Go watch Obsession. This movie is great. And like, if you're a fan of horror, why haven't you seen this movie yet? But just it's so good. I'm so happy for Curry Barker. I'm excited to see what he does in the future. Indy Navarrete, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You did such a great job in this movie, and I can't wait to see more from you as well if you continue to do more horror. But yeah, that'll bring it to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of it. I appreciate every single one of you. But remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.